Hello and welcome to the latest edition of Untitled Reviews. This time around we're taking a look at Asus's brand new ROG Strix Scope TKL Deluxe mechanical gaming keyboard. Now, 10 keyless keyboards these days are becoming increasingly popular as avid gamers yearn for bigger desk space without compromising on performance, and Asus's newest entry aims to help gamers solve that very issue. At a price of $149.99, however, it's certainly on the upper end of the scale when it comes to price for gaming keyboards, although some may arguably see that as quite a reasonable cost given the combined pedigree of the ROG name and Cherry's renowned MX key switches. On the front of the box we find a large picture of the keyboard complete with Republic of Gamers logo, logos for Asus's Aura Sync lighting, Cherry's MX key switches. In this case, this version of the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe is shipped with RGB red, and notification of layout as QWERTY UK English. And on the back of the box we find another large picture of the keyboard complete with quite a wealth of product information, again with notification of MX key switches, media controls, a detachable USB Type-C cable, stealth keys, RGB logos, lock light indicators, an aluminium top plate, amongst other features. And what's inside the box? Well, you've got the keyboard itself complete with magnetic wrist rest on this deluxe variant of the keyboard, warranty card, instruction manual, and a nice little black sleeve that the keyboard came in as well. It's certainly a very premium packaged product. In terms of design for the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe, Asus have opted for an open housing and brushed aluminium top plate, which really helps to make this product look sleek, sturdy, and pretty damn classy. To be honest, it's almost military grade in its construction, with minimal deck flex whatsoever, especially given its kind of thick nature. But despite the metal top plate and wealth of plastics, it's pretty light for a gaming mechanical keyboard, weighing in at just 860 grams with cable. And the additional wrist rest we'll come on to a minute, which is now added 170 grams, which brings the total weight to just over a kilo, which does sound like a lot, although it is lighter by a couple of 100 grams on most full-size boards. In addition, the TKL design helps to make it portable and pretty damn easy to stow away in a bag for travel purposes, so I suppose Asus have got you covered if you're a travelling gamer and you want something properly for that. One thing that's quite striking about it is the two-tone black and grey colouring from both the keycaps and brushed aluminium top plate. It looks pretty aggressive and should fit in well with any avid gamer's setup. But despite that aggressive look, it's clean, complete with nicely placed metal Asus logo in the top right. Lock lights, if you can see them, are in a similar place to where Razer like to place them, such as on their newest revision of the Black Widow, which is just above the arrow keys on the nav cluster on the right-hand side. But on the subject of keys and things, the keycaps present on the RGB Strix Scope TKL Deluxe are double shot moulded with two pieces of plastic, which makes them especially hard wearing and a kind of staple of any premium keyboard. In addition, the typeface that Asus have used is their normal ROG typeface that helps to continue the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe aggressive but rather sleek looks as well. Unfortunately, there aren't any additional macro keys, although admittedly it's pretty damn rare for TKL boards to feature them due to their nature as a space-saving product. But I suppose some purists may argue that they're a must-have in the modern market. On the plus side though, the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe does feature some multimedia keys along the function row for media playback and volume control, as well as controlling lighting on the number row, which is a really nice touch. But moving away from the keyboard itself, let's move that very slightly out of shot, it also comes with an additional wrist rest, which is magnetic and is made of kind of a nice leather and plastic as well, which it doesn't really attach very securely to the keyboard, but it does greatly aid with increasing comfort and ergonomics by raising your wrist. But with all this included, it is undoubtedly a premium product, which I suppose is also reinforced through the 1.8 metre USB Type-C to Type-A braided cable. I suppose in conclusion, when it comes to design, what Asus have done here is absolutely excel themselves with a premium and aggressive but also rather sleek looking keyboard that should be perfect for any gamer's setup. In terms of overall gaming performance, you can't really go wrong with the way that the ROG Strix Scope TKL Deluxe has been set up. In terms of key switches, Asus have opted to use the tried and tested Cherry MX line, infamous for their extremely long life and reliability. The review sample that we've got here features their MX Red RGBs that feature a light 45 cm actuation force, which is undoubtedly perfect for FPS gaming, as you quickly find out in some fast-paced rounds of Counter-Strike Global Offensive or any Call of Duty or Battlefield game. And whilst I'm not the biggest fan of Reds due to that light feeling for general day-to-day typing, Asus, I suppose, have got you covered with this also being able to be shipped with silent reds, blacks, browns, blues and speed silvers, which are all RGB variants to cater for all typists regardless of their needs. The Strix Scope TKL Deluxe also features full N key rollover and anti-ghosting, which these days are staple features on gaming-oriented mechanical keyboards, and also are included to help give you that competitive edge in those high-intensity gaming situations, as do the lighter key switches. This could greatly be aided, I suppose, with the choice of MX Speed Silvers that feature a higher actuation point of 1.2mm compared to the normal 2mm to give faster key presses and a pronounced competitive advantage. Also, Asus have decided to include Wing Key Lock to increase its gaming pedigree, as well as the stealth mode that helps to mute all notifications and audio to give you that little bit of extra privacy so you're not distracted in those high-intensity gaming situations. I suppose it's worth also discussing here the lighting that we've got rolling around currently on the keyboard. Out of the box, it's crisp and quite sharp as well, although you could argue that the skeleton design that a lot of keyboards are opting for these days, this one included, is offering for a little bit of light seepage. But it's not just all this, there's more to this than meets the eye, as Asus have nicely included a rather nice light bar along the bottom that is facilitated by the kind of residual light from the clear housings of the key switches. But overall, the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe is absolutely brilliant for gaming, especially when used with these MX Reds, and it certainly is aided to look the part by the RGB nature of those switches.
In terms of accompanying software, the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe makes great use of Asus's Armory software, which offers pretty much unlimited customization of both lighting and macro key arrangements. In terms of out-the-box lighting, the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe offers 5 rather nice presets and a pretty decent variety of them too that should suffice without any additional software. But Armory 2 pretty much doubles that lighting functionality to 10 different presets, from anything from static to a custom effect that you can choose per key should you wish to do so. We'll just have a quick run through them now. Static is pretty much as you'd expect, where you can choose any one particular colour, say a purple for instance, and you can save that and it will be applied to the keyboard. As such, with this you can also change the brightness of the LEDs and the individual colour through any specific kind of Pantone colour values. There's also a breathing option where you can choose colours on a single, double or random basis and change the brightness and duration in the same way that you could with the static preset. A colour cycle just allows you to change the brightness and speed of that cycle. Wave allows you to choose between preset patterns of colours or choose individual colours to go within those patterns, the direction of that wave, the brightness of the LEDs, the speed and thickness of the lighting as well. The reactive preset whereby you'd push down a key and get a particular colour flashing back at you on that particular key module is done in single, double or random colours. The brightness and duration can also be changed. With Ripple it can be a pattern of colours similar to other presets, or random where we can again change the brightness, speed and thickness of those LEDs. Starry Night is pretty similar to something that Logitech have put in their newly released G-Hub software, where we can change the colour of the sky, so to speak, and the stars, be it single, double or random, and the saturation and brightness can be changed of those colours, as well as the LED brightness and duration of twinkle. The current option is pretty similar to this in that it will allow you to change the background colour and pattern in single, double or random, and the saturation and brightness of colours can be changed, as well as LED brightness and duration. The Quicksand preset allows you to change patterns in individual colours or random, as well as the direction once again, as associated LED brightness and the speed of this change. Raindrop, again, where you can change the background and pattern colours, as well as the saturation brightness, LED brightness, as well as the duration of those LEDs, whereby you're getting kind of light seeping down throughout the numerous rows of your keyboard, as well as those custom effects where we can change kind of individual keys and add individual effects to that. Now, that's all very well and good, and the ROG Strix Scope TKL does really excel when it comes to presets, although it might not be as extensive as some people are looking for, where Razer would say win with their Synapse 3 software, is that there's no additional macro keys present on the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe, which some may see as a must-have in the modern market, although for a 10 keyless board you wouldn't really expect them. But it's nice to know that there is the option to program macros on any given key using Armoury 2 software. And Armoury 2 also comes with Aura Sync, which allows you to sync your backlighting with keyboards, computer, graphics card, motherboard, anything that's RGB enabled with Asus that comes with Aura Sync enabled, like the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe does. It allows you to build your RGB kingdom beyond your desk, below it, round it, all sorts of things really. And so for that, it offers infinite levels of customization. And I suppose you could say that the combination of the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe and Asus Armoury 2, complete with Aura Sync, does offer a pretty formidable combination that any avid gamer should be proud of.
So, in conclusion then, should you buy the Asus ROG Strix Scope TKL Deluxe? Well, if you're looking for something that's sleek and sturdy and a 10 keyless board that features some brilliant key switches, then you can't really go wrong with the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe. It's an absolutely marvellous option. It's certain that first impressions last, and with this board's choice to use MX switches and staple features like full N-key rollover, a brushed aluminium top plate, you can't really go wrong. With all that said though, the lack of additional macro keys or dedicated multimedias may annoy some of the gaming keyboard purists, where Corsair's K65 Lux might have the edge. And the skeleton design that this opts for could cause light seepage, where closed house competitors such as Logitech's G Pro may be seen to have the edge, as well as being a little bit cheaper. However, despite that skeleton design not being alright for some, it's really the looks where the Strix Scope TKL Deluxe wins, with competition such as Corsair's aforementioned K65 Lux and Logitech's G Pro not looking even half as classy despite slightly lower price points. In addition, against some of Razer and Logitech's efforts, it's got reputable key switches on its side over their clones, offering a more complete and certainly trusted experience. Now, if you like what you see here, don't forget we've got our Amazon links down in the description that you can use. And all that remains to be said is like, share, subscribe, and we hope you enjoyed the video.